Reynolds number. Okay. For that there was a slight confusion that what will be the value of the Reynolds number and how we can distinguish different types of the flow. Actually, in the last term I have written here that Reynolds number is a numeric value which signifies the type of flow from a tube. Okay. So if Reynolds number is less than 2000, if Reynolds number is less than 2000, then such type of the flow will be streamline flow. There is a slight mistake is given inside of your book, so you have to correct that if the Reynolds number, that is also written somewhere as K. Okay. So if Reynolds number is less than 2000, then it will be streamline flow. If Reynolds number is greater than, okay, if this Reynolds number is greater than 3000, okay, Reynolds number is less than 2000 is streamline flow. If Reynolds number is greater than 3000, then it will be turbulent flow. Okay, turbulent flow. And if Reynolds number lies, okay, in between 2000 and 3000, then such type of the flow is said to be the unstable flow. So in your WhatsApp group today I will share 4 to 5 questions, okay, on the basis of this Reynolds number numerical problem, so that you can solve those problems. If still you are having any doubt, you can come to me and ask in the physics lab. Okay, is it clear to everyone? If the value of R or K is less than 2000, then the type of flow will be streamline. If it is greater than 3000, then it will be turbulent flow. And here, if it is lies in between 2000 to 3000, then it will be a unstable flow of liquid. Okay. So now we are going to discuss today, that is a viscosity. What do you mean by viscosity? What do you mean by the viscous force? And how we can give the Stokes law on the basis of viscosity. Okay. So the today's aim is viscosity and viscous force. And on the basis of viscosity, how we can describe Stokes law. Stokes law. Okay. So one by one I am going to give you graphs. Please try to listen. If there will be any requirement of writing portion, then I will give you the notes. Okay. तो पहले ध्यान सुन लीजिए, समझ में आ जाएगा तो आप आगे कोशिश कर सकते हैं. Is it clear? So what do you mean by the viscosity and what do you mean by the viscous force? As we are knowing that if any fluid, it is whether it is liquid or gaseous, so each and every fluid is consists n number of the layers. So let us suppose that it is a container in which a fluid is filled. It is a container in which a fluid is filled. So if the upper layer is moving, if the upper layer of the fluid tries to move, okay, then the preceding layer will try to oppose the motion in the upper layer, okay, with the help of a opposing force. So a opposing force which acts in between the two different layer of a fluid, okay, okay. What I have said here, that an opposing force which acts in between the two different layer of a fluid, that fluid is a liquid or gaseous, then such type of the opposing force is said to be the viscous force, and that phenomenon is said to be the viscosity, and such type of the material is known as a viscous material. Okay. So if any material who is having the viscosity, it means that it is more dense. It is more dense, and some of the material shows some properties greater than 20 degrees Celsius. Greater than 20 degrees Celsius, it starts to show the viscosity. If we are having some amount of matter and if we start to give temperature more than 20 degrees Celsius, then it shows the property of viscosity. Okay? It means that before this temperature it was thin. ओके, पतला था, और जैसे जैसे हमने हीट प्रोवाइड करना शुरू किया वो विस्कस मींस गाढ़ा होने लगा. ठीक है. तो अभी क्या होता है, विस्कोसिटी किन किन चीजों पे डिपेंडेंट होता है. तो हमने बताया कि viscous force is defined as viscous force, you can write also, viscous force is defined as an opposing force which may act between two different layers of a fluid, okay. So such type of the force is said to be the viscous force, and such phenomenon is said to be the viscosity, and such type of the material is said to be the viscous material. Now what is viscosity? If I have said that it is a type of opposing force, so on what type of the factors onto which the viscosity or the viscous force of a material depends. So okay, so we have to write here, may erase it? Yes. Listen, so as I have said that the viscosity or viscous force is an opposing force. Please try to listen. Viscous force is an opposing force. It means that it opposes the relative motion between the two layers of a fluid. If one layer is moving in the forward direction and also this layer tries to move in the forward direction, but an opposing force which acts in between these two layers, okay, in the opposite direction. So viscous force is an opposing force which acts in between the two layers of a fluid, okay, to oppose the relative motion, okay. इन दोनों के बीच में क्या होगा, जो रिलेटिव मोशन होगा उसे अपोज करने के जो भी अपोजिंग फोर्स लगेगा, दैट इज नोन एज विस्कस फोर्स, एंड दैट विस्कस फोर्स इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन, हियर आई एम राइटिंग विस्कस फोर्स व्हिच एक्ट्स बिटवीन द टू different layer of a fluid is directly proportional to the area of contact of the two layers of a fluid and to the velocity gradient. What do you mean by the velocity gradient? It means that the viscous force is dependent on the two factors. First one is the area of contact and the second one is velocity gradient. What do you mean by velocity gradient? It means that velocity gradient means that if somewhere it is writing that gradient, okay, सबसे पहले समझते हैं what do you mean by gradient, okay. As we are knowing that, what do you mean by rate? Anyone having any idea about rate? What do you mean by rate? As we are saying that the rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. Am I right? Yes. So rate means it means that yes, something which changes with respect to time. Okay. Whenever we are moving to the market and purchasing some potatoes, bananas, so what we are asking, what is the rate? Because the value of that particular thing is changes with respect to time. Okay. So here, if the value of something, if a value of a physical quantity changes with respect to distance, okay. So here velocity changes with respect to the change in the distance or displacement. Okay, if it is velocity, so it will be displacement. So change in velocity with respect to the change in displacement is known as velocity gradient. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, sir. So from here, what we can conclude that viscous force is directly proportional to area of contact and velocity gradient. If we remove this proportionality constant, what we will get? That eta A dV upon dx. In order to calculate, this is known as viscous force and this is known as coefficient of viscosity. Is it clear? So in order to calculate the value of eta, what we can write here? Eta is equals to F into dx, force, product of force to the change in displacement upon area into change in velocity. Is it clear? So in this way we can calculate the dimensional formula for the coefficient of viscosity. ठीक है, क्लियर सभी को? अब इसकी यूनिट निकाल लेते हैं कोफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी की. व्हाट विल बी द यूनिट ऑफ कोफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी? So as I have written here, eta is equals to F. F means Newton. Displacement will be in meter. Area will be meter square. And into velocity will be meter per second. So what will be if second will be moved in the upward? कुछ ऐसा ही
सेकंड इनवर्स
अब ठीक है ठीक। तो ये जो कोफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी का क्या है आपको मिल जाएगा यूनिट, और ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ दैट, ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ दिस फार्मूला वी कैन इजीली कैलकुलेट इट्स डायमेंशन। ओके, आप निकाल सकते हैं यहाँ पे जो भी वैल्यू होगी वो वैल्यू पुट करिएगा, आपको वैल्यू मिल जाएगी। ठीक है, सो अभी आपको ये जान लीजिए कोफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी की जो यूनिट होती है दैट इज इन पॉइज, दैट इज इन पॉइज। सो 1 पॉइज इज इक्वल्स टू हाउ मच? यस जब भी ऊपर जो आपने कहा हमने कर दिया, जब भी ऊपर जाएगा देखो जो भी होगा आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं ना। ठीक, हम छोड़ दे रहे हैं, ठीक आप कर लीजिएगा। ठीक, अभी फ्रॉम हियर लिसन हियर, इफ फ्रॉम हियर eta is equal to f into dx a into dv. Okay, so from here if f we are willing to calculate, f is equals to हमें पता है इनका कांस्टेंट वैल्यू है, एरिया ऑफ कांटेक्ट और ये क्या है वेलोसिटी ग्रेडियंट है। ठीक, तो इन ऑर्डर टू गिव इट्स डायमेंशन और इट्स यूनिट क्या होगा इस कमेंट। सबसे पहले तो हम लिखेंगे 1 पॉइज इज इक्वल टू हाउ मच, 1 पॉइज इज इक्वल टू हाउ मच 10 to the power minus 1 न्यूटन सेकेंड पर मीटर स्क्वायर। इज इट क्लियर? अभी देखो कि ध्यान से हमने वैल्यू भी निकाली है, ईटा इज इक्वल टू अभी निकाला है f इंटू डी एक्स अपॉन a इंटू डी वी। फॉर फोर्स इट इज न्यूटन, फॉर डिस्प्लेसमेंट इट इज इन मीटर। ओके, एंड हियर एरिया स्क्वायर विल बी area will be meter square, so 1 meter will be cancelled out with this meter, and here velocity will be meter per second, so meter will be here and second will be here. So you can also say that if अगर हमें इसकी वैल्यू निकालनी हो विस्कस फोर्स की, तो 1 न्यूटन सेकंड पर मीटर स्क्वायर will be 10 poise. Am I right? Yes. होगा ये वैल्यू। So 1 poise की वैल्यू 10 to the power minus 1 न्यूटन सेकंड अपॉन पर मीटर स्क्वायर होगा, और अगर विस्कस फोर्स के बारे में पूछा जाए तो 1 न्यूटन सेकंड अपॉन पर मीटर स्क्वायर विल बी 10 twice. Is it clear? So how we can distinguish or how we can describe on the basis of viscous force, what the next topic is that what I am going to give you the idea that what is the Stokes law on the basis of the viscous force. What do you mean by the Stokes law? So let's start with the Stokes law. What he says, what the statement tells us. Okay, try to listen carefully because it is the most important, because in your examination a lots of time it is asked that describe the statement of Stokes law, and with the help of that we have to calculate the terminal velocity. So how a question may arise for this law? Describe, you can also write describe a statement of the Stokes law, and also deduce an expression, deduce or obtain an expression for terminal velocity. So how we can give rise the Stokes law, what will be its expression, and how we can deduce an expression with the help of this Stokes law for the terminal velocity of a object. ठीक है, ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जाएगा, ये मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, आप इसे अपनी कॉपी में मार्क करके रख सकते हैं और इसे बहुत ध्यान से समझिएगा। ठीक है, सबसे पहले स्टोक्स लॉ का हम फॉर्मूला यहाँ पे लिख देते हैं, दैट शुरू कर मैं प्रोसीड सामने का तो दिखाई दे। देखिए, let us suppose that if we are having a container, let us suppose that if we are having a container, हाँ सुनिएगा, समझ में आ जाएगा। Please listen carefully, no need to write, please listen. If we are having a container in which some amount of fluid is filled, and at rest there is no motion takes place in the layers of the fluid. What I have said that let us suppose that if we are having a container into which some amount of liquid is poured or filled, okay, at rest there is no relative motion takes place within the layers of the liquid. It means that it is in rest. If we are immersing a solid, or if we are immersing a ball gently into this vessel, so what will happen? There is only a slight velocity change takes place because the ball is dipped with a very gentle force. So only there will be a slight force will impose onto the layer of the liquid. Am I right? You can also see that if you are going to take a bath, okay, so before going to take a bath, if your bucket is filled with water and if you are going to give a splash onto the upper layer of the water, okay, ऐसे हल्का सा लगाते हैं, हल्की सी थपकी मारते हैं, so what you can observe that there is a tension takes place in the upper layer and it starts to like wave. Am I right? So when the force is very gently, then there the disturbance will be very gentle. Okay. Now Stokes has observed that if a container is filled with the water or any fluid, okay, and if a spherical object is dipped into this water abruptly, ठीक है, if a solid sphere is immersed in this liquid or fluid abruptly, then the fluid which is in contact with this object will try to move with the velocity of the object. Okay, अभी इन्होंने क्या कहा कि if we are having a container, ध्यान से सुनिएगा, पहले हिंदी में समझा देते हैं, ठीक है। If we are having a container, हमारे पास कंटेनर है, कंटेनर में लिक्विड फील्ड है। अगर हमने कोई एक सॉलिड स्फीयर मान लीजिए बॉल ले लेते हैं और बॉल को तेजी से पानी में डाला, बकेट में डाला, तो जो जितना भी फ्लूइड का जितना भी क्या होगा, फ्लूइड के जितने भी मॉलिक्यूल्स होंगे जो कि बॉल के लेयर से कांटेक्ट में आएंगे, वो सारी के सारी जो मॉलिक्यूल्स होंगे फ्लूइड के, वो बॉल की वेलोसिटी से नीचे की मूव करने की कोशिश करेंगे. ओके, सो इन इंग्लिश व्हाट वी कैन से दैट इफ एनी सॉलिड स्फीयर ऑफ सॉलिड मटेरियल is immersed into a fluid which is filled in a vessel, okay, so the molecules of the fluid will try to move in the downward direction with the velocity of the immersing object. Okay, so there will be a relative velocity takes place between the two layers of a liquid. होगा ना, होगा. So in order to oppose the change in velocity, that is the relative velocity, there will be a force which may act in the upward direction, that is known as upthrust. Okay, that is upthrust. So we can say that upthrust will looks like a viscous force. होगा ना, अपर डायरेक्शन में होगा. जैसे लेट अस सपोज दैट ये डस्टर है, डस्टर तुमने बकेट में डाला, ऐसे डाल दिया, ठीक है, तुम क्यों डर रही है, तुम्हारे सर पे नहीं गिर रहा है, बकेट में डाला, तो ये क्या होगा, जिस वेलोसिटी से ये डस्टर नीचे की गिरने की कोशिश करेगा, जितने भी मॉलिक्यूल्स होंगे फ्लूइड के, वो भी क्या सेम वेलोसिटी से डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन मूव करने की कोशिश करेंगे. लेकिन आप देखते हैं कि कुछ हाइट जाने के बाद जो वेलोसिटी होती है इमर्जिंग ऑब्जेक्ट की, वो क्या हो जाती है, डिक्रीज हो जाती है, कम हो जाती है. व्हाई? बिकॉज एन अपोजिंग फोर्स एक्टिंग बिटवीन द टू लेयर्स ऑफ अ फ्लूइड. ओके, दैट अपोजिंग फोर्स इज नोन एज द विस्कस फोर्स. ठीक है, और ये किन किन चीजों पर डिपेंडेंट करेगा, दैट विस्कस फोर्स इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन that is the coefficient of that is coefficient of viscosity of the fluid, radius of the immersing fluid, and velocity of the fluid which is going to be immersed. Okay, so write down the statement of the Stokes law. If a small sphere of radius r and velocity v immersed in a fluid, then the contact molecules of fluid will try to move with the same velocity in the downward direction. Hence a relative motion takes place. Between the two layers. Therefore, an opposing force in bracket you can write upthrust. An opposing force in bracket upthrust may act to oppose change in relative velocity. Change in relative motion or relative velocity. Okay, so that viscous force, listen, that viscous force which is acting in the upward direction is directly proportional to the eta, that is the coefficient of viscosity of the fluid, radius of the emerging object and speed of the emerging object. अगर यहाँ पर से हम क्या कर देंगे, इस प्रोपोर्शनलिटी को हमने रिमूव किया तो हमें मिलेगा एक कांस्टेंट टर्म है 6 पाई eta rv. Okay, and this is the expression for the Stokes law. F is equals to, those who are unable to see, 6 pi eta rv, where eta is the coefficient of viscosity, r is the radius of the emerging object, and v is the velocity of the object which is going to be immersed in a fluid. Is it clear to everyone? Only if you are giving the response. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, sir. सच में कि बस कहने पे? चलिए. So how we can आप देख सकते हैं कि अभी ध्यान से देखेंगे ये जो विस्कस फोर्स है अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में लग रहा है, उसकी वैल्यू कितनी निकाली गई, 6 पाई eta rv. ठीक है, और जो ऑब्जेक्ट इमर्स हो रहा है उसकी ओर से कितना फोर्स लगेगा, दैट विल बी द वेट ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट, that is m into g. अभी कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं on this phenomena, on summarizing this phenomena, how we can calculate the terminal velocity. किस वेलोसिटी से ये ऑब्जेक्ट इस लिक्विड में धीमे धीमे इमर्स होके रुक जाएगा. ठीक है, तो शैल वी स्टार्ट. अभी ध्यान से देखेंगे, अगर आपने पढ़ा भी होगा डायमेंशन एनालिसिस वाले चैप्टर में, हाँ, एक क्वेश्चन मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ध्यान से सुनिएगा. एक क्वेश्चन ऐसे आता है, obtain an expression for the Stokes law. ध्यान से सुनना, obtain an expression for the Stokes law with the help of dimension analysis method, where the viscous force is dependent on the coefficient of viscosity, radius of the emerging object and velocity of the emerging object. कर सकते हैं? अभी 6 पाई हमें नहीं पता है, तो बस सीधे यहां से आप क्या करोगे, तुरंत तो डायमेंशन एनालिसिस मेथड लगाओगे। एज इट इज रिटन दैट the viscous force is directly proportional to eta r and v, suppose a b and c। करते थे प्रोपोर्शनलिटी को हटा के एक मान लेते हैं कांस्टेंट k लिख लेते हैं। नाउ m l t to the power -2 whatever be the value of eta to the power a, whatever be the value of r to the power b, and whatever the value of v to the power c, and comparing the coefficient of m l and t। पाथ को कंपेयर करते थे, जो भी वैल्यूज आती थी ए बी सी की पुट कर देते थे, और जब आप वैल्यू पुट करेंगे तो ए बी सी सबकी वैल्यू 1 1 1 आएगी, ठीक है। और मान लीजिए कि सपोज k is equals to 6 pi, पुट द वैल्यू गेट कर, ओके। यहां से भी कुछ बन सकता है 2 नंबर में, बता से दिया है, शायद हो सकता है पेपर में मिल जाए, ठीक। So now we are going to obtain an expression for the terminal velocity. How we can calculate the terminal velocity of an object when it is immersed in a fluid. So terminal velocity. What is terminal velocity? अभी देखो, हमने अभी जस्ट बताया है कि suppose if we are having a container which is filled with a fluid, okay, if it is a container and it is filled with a fluid, and if a sphere of mass m is going to be immersed in this fluid, okay, let us suppose that a spherical ball is going to be immersed in this fluid and will try to move with a velocity v in the downward direction. So a viscous force will act, that is upthrust will act in the forward direction, upward direction, and the weight of the object will be downward direction. So that W will be equal to m into g. So how much net force will act at the same time? So we can write also that net force, as we are knowing that the viscous force, that upthrust is equals to 6 pi eta rv by Stokes law, by Stokes law. Okay, now let us suppose this is equation number 1. So in this phenomena, when an object is immersed in the fluid, so what we can say that let us suppose mass of immersing ball or sphere, that is the sphere is small m, viscosity of fluid is eta, okay, density of अभी दो चीज होगी, एक स्फीयर होगा और एक लिक्विड होगा, ओके। तो सबसे पहले अभी क्या करेंगे, अपथ्रस्ट, ये जो 6 पाई eta rv होगा उसमें से क्या करेंगे हम, इसके ये जो डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में वर्क कर रहा है उसके हम सब्ट्रैक्शन करेंगे, ठीक है। डेंसिटी ऑफ द, इसी पे डेंसिटी ऑफ द फ्लूइड इज, लेट अस सपोज दैट सिग्मा, डेंसिटी of object is rho. मैंने क्या लिखा है, let us suppose that the mass which is going to be immersed in a liquid whose mass is small m, viscosity of the fluid is eta, density of the fluid is sigma, and density of the object is rho, okay. So from here the net force which is acting in the, which will be act in the same phenomena will be equals to upthrust minus the weight of the object, okay. So that is a viscous force minus weight of the immersing object, okay. हमें पता है विस्कस फोर्स जो होता है, अभी ये क्या 6 पाई eta rv के बराबर है, हम इसे ये लिख सकते हैं F इज mg होता है, मास के टर्म में लिख रहे हैं. ओके, सो इफ डेंसिटी इज गिवन and volume, let us suppose that the volume of the liquid is V. Okay, so as we are knowing that density is equals to mass per unit of volume, so mass will be density into volume, we can write. So as it is written that m into g, instead of m what we can write, that volume into density into g, can we write? Okay, minus ये तो फ्लूइड की ओर से ऑफर था, ठीक है. अब जो हमारा क्या है, बॉल है जो कि इमर्स कर रहा है, उसके लिए क्या हो जाएगा, V सिग्मा एंड G. इज दिस एक्सप्रेशन इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन? क्लियर है? यहां पर से हम ये लिख सकते हैं V लिख सकते हैं. लेट अस सपोज दिस इज इक्वेशन नंबर 2. और वॉल्यूम निकाल सकते हैं. वॉल्यूम ऑफ द स्फीयर इज 4/3 पाई r क्यूब. ठीक है, इस इक्वेशन 2 में ये भी वैल्यू पुट कर दीजिए. तो अभी से इक्वेशन 2 नहीं देते हैं. ये जो v की वैल्यू है दैट इज 4/3 पाई r क्यूब रो माइनस सिग्मा इनटू g. लेट अस सपोज दिस इज इक्वेशन नंबर 2. If both are the viscous forces, then both the equation 1 and 2 both will be equal to each other. होगा? ऐसे आगे करने की कोशिश करिए फटाफट अपनी कॉपी में. Which line is not visible? Last line. From here, F is equals to V rho minus sigma into G. Okay, so volume for the sphere will be 4/3 pi r cube if r is the radius. 4/3 pi r cube. Sigma minus rho into G will be the viscous force, and if both are the viscous force from equation 1 and 2, so 6 pi eta r v is equals to 4/3 pi r cube sigma minus rho into sigma minus rho minus sigma into G. From here what we can write, pi will be cancelled out with pi and 1 r will be cancelled out with 1 r. Okay, what we have to calculate, we have to calculate terminal velocity, and from this expression we can see here only velocity is here, v यहाँ पर है. तो v क्या हो जाएगा, अगर 6 को इधर मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो 4/18 हो जाएगा, and 4/3 will be 2/9 हो जाएगा. ठीक, r स्क्वायर रो माइनस सिग्मा g upon eta. This is the expression for terminal velocity of a object whenever it is immersed in a fluid which is filled in a vessel. इसी वेलोसिटी से कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट क्या करेगा, किसी भी फ्लूइड में इमर्स्ड होगा. This is the expression for the terminal velocity on the basis of Stokes law.